Incredible Sea Ray splits to become a mini submarine and a one-man armored glider. For attacking on snow and ice, the Cobra Wolf with twin laser cannons and special ski torpedo.
It's the Techno Vipers.
Cobra Wolf is vicious on ice and snow and hot on the trail of G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe.
Live the adventure of G.I. Joe, Cobra Sea Ray, Cobra Wolf, and other vehicles and figures sold separately.
Joe.
Right, g'day all. As you may have noticed, we're here today to talk about the Cobra Wolf. It's a beautiful machine, and we're just gonna take a quick look at it. It's been around for a while, I think. I just want to note straight up that this video is part of the Cobra Convergence 8 series for, obviously 2024. We're right at the end. I'm very honored to have been included in the lineup. My friends, Shark Eyes and Ronnie Trickshot, were unable to make it today, but usually they would have come on and done this with me. But yeah, HCC 788, mate, thank you for giving us eight of these, 8 series of these. I haven't been doing this YouTube thing for very long. It's been about probably a year and a half now. So I wasn't really aware that it was going for that long. But yeah, mate, I hope all goes well for you, and hopefully your legacy can kick on over the next couple of years, and yeah, hope it all goes well. So, like I said, thanks for having me on for Cobra Convergence 8. We're here to chat about the Cobra Wolf. So I'm going to use a few tools for this, 3D Joes and Yojo. I mean, what a beautiful machine this thing is. If you don't know or you haven't heard about me before, haven't seen any of my videos, I'm Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro. I've based my entire channel on Frostbite being the driver of the Snowcat. This guy, just absolutely love the cut of his jib. He drives a mean machine, being the Snowcat. And when you look at what can go up against a Snowcat, it is this thing. It is this Wolf. I have, I only mentioned it very slightly in the past, but I have a lot of love for this thing. It is just such a beautiful toy, play set, vehicle, whatever you want to term it. It is a beautiful thing. So yeah, checking out Yojo, you can see it is, Wolf stands for Winter Operational Light Fighting Vehicle. I just love the terms that go with some of the names of these vehicles. And that is just a perler. Noting that it's saying it's a light fighting vehicle, I would not say it's a light fighting vehicle. Something like the Polar Bear, that is a light fighting vehicle. This is heavy mech. And I'm pretty sure they even mention it in the Ice Vipers file card that they do mechanized training. So yeah, there's nothing light fighting about this thing. You even look at the weaponry on it; it is not light fighting. This thing is, you're setting this thing in like you're going to do some damage. So, but yeah, love the name regardless. It's a cool thing. So Yojo was saying basically it was sold in 87. It was then sold in 88 and discontinued in 89. They did re-release a mail order in 91, and then there was another version after that. obviously the Ice Viper comes with this machine, but we'll go through that a bit later on. I just want to just note quickly the variants. So as I said, we've got the 87, which is the one we're looking at. There's the 91, and then there's the 2014. So the difference between the three is we've obviously got our V1, which is 87. The Wolf was a mail away. It lists on its site that it was $7.95 plus 2 flag points. And it contains a lot more blacker parts. So I didn't intend to, but let's just take a look at it because it is beautiful as well. So you can see, obviously, it's got its it's got its usual grey parts, and then parts like the torpedoes, and the machinery cover at the back, the missile bay, they've been blackened. And I think just with that, the red missiles, like it looks even more badass. I would love to have seen a snow camo version of this. So some grey camo on it. It just would have looked great. But yeah, this thing is beautiful as well, and I only recently become aware of it, just because I was so fixated on the V1 version of this. But I'll be taking a look around for this thing and trying to locate one and see if I can pick up one cheap. So yeah, and then after that was the 2014 model, and it is a bigger. It looks a bit bigger. It's the only thing I can really say about it. I don't know if that's just the way that they've done it, or taken the pictures or anything, but it just looks a bit bigger. Okay, so that's it for Yojo. Now let's step into 3D Joes. And after we take a look at a few of these pictures, I'm going to pull the real life model out and we'll go through that. But I just want to take a bit of time to, just highlight just what a great machine this thing is. So looking at the original boxing, and it's something that I always have a bit of laugh at. Like they do these pieces of art for the boxes, and they always seem to include characters that just shouldn't be in the environment that they're getting included in. So, I mean, you've got the driver, you've got the Ice Viper, sweet as. That's great. You got a Tech Viper off to the side, and that's pretty cool because, Tech Vipers are you guys that are fixing stuff if it goes wrong. So, cool. Even though the Ice Viper can fix stuff on his own machine. But then you've got Crocmaster sitting in this canopy. What the hell is going on there? I don't think I've ever heard of a crocodile or anyone that likes weather that it is indicative of where crocodiles hang out, being in a snow environment. Hasbro has done this several times with their artwork, and I don't know. I imagine it's just something you just got to let go, but yeah, it just weirds me out. But anyway, artwork on this is, as usual, just fantastic. I mean, you can see the missile, one of the missiles getting launched. These ski torpedoes up the top just look kick-ass. You got Tech Viper on the side ready to jump off and, smash someone with one of his wrenches. You've got your top turret just unleashing hell. Yeah, it's great. Love it. And then on the back here, you can see the usual sort of explanation of the parts of the vehicle. It's fantastic. There's some really cool features of this vehicle that I just, it's on par with the Snowcat for me. There's things about the Snowcat that I just adore. And there's also equally things about the Cobra Wolf that I also adore. I don't know if I just have some type of a fixation with the snow environment, Joe's, which is that's probably the answer here. But Hasbro just really kicked ass with its snow stuff. I think just between Frostbite, the Snowcat, and then like Blizzard, Iceberg, Stalker V2, the Ice Vipers, it was just really well done. I don't know if there was one team that was responsible for snow stuff or not, but man, if that's the case, just keep cracking on. So one of the things that I appreciated with this vehicle was the fact that it just beautifully sloped downwards. So it was very, it's I don't know, very sleek and just looked like it was ripping through snow. I love the fact that these treads would pop down and you could take the skis off, so that Vipers could be ripping alongside this vehicle on their own little skis, just kicking ass. There he is there. Intake vents. Beautiful stickering. I don't know if you'd want to be sitting in a canopy right next to a missile platform, but sure. I love the fact that this, the stickering is indicating that it's just taking down Snowcats like nobody's business. That top turret was pretty mean in the way it could move around. These torpedoes, I think what I appreciated the most was underneath the torpedoes was just this beautiful sort of venting system. The torpedoes themselves were pretty heavily, just heavily detailed. So as you can see there, that's the type of venting that I'm talking about. The backside of this, it's just fantastic. I sort of would have liked, pretty sure from memory, we'll take a look at it, but from memory, I'm pretty sure you take this engine cover off and there was just nothing under it. So that would have been nice to have a bit of real sort of looking engine underneath. They went to a reasonable amount of detail on the back of this thing. Probably, could have been a bit better. The addition of vents like these in this machine were just fantastic. Like, just so ridiculously simple. We just put holes in plastic, bro. But they're air vents for the motor. Sweet. Love it. The double canopy of this thing was beautiful. They could have easily have just put one canopy in and added more missiles or something to it, but they didn't. Added a double canopy. I think, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Like, I've always wondered why you just didn't get 2 Ice Vipers with this. And I know, like, it's an Ice Viper per machine, but realistically, like, if you've got if you think of a fighter aircraft, and you have two pilots, you'll have one that's actually piloting the machine, and then the other one will be doing weapon systems and navigation. So that's why, two Vipers for this would have been perfect. But I understand, just in the thing of releasing toys, just give us one Viper and, we can put another figure into the other canopy. Okay. Canopy's opened up beautifully. The detail inside this wasn't too bad. It was just a sticker and, some joysticks. But that's cool. It still looks cool. Yep, seeing that. The weapons, I almost feel like they could have added a couple more weapons to this. And maybe even something that could have gone well might have been like a weapons rack in the back of this. So think in terms of the Outpost Defender, and you get the little weapons box. It comes with 3 weapons. It might have been nice to actually include a weapons bay in the back of this that came with, say, 3 AK-47s that would go well with your Snow Serpents. So, yeah. All right, Ice Viper. So I've gone through this before in one of our Tuesday night lives about progression of an Ice Viper. They're just made very ninja-y. I hope 3-star Droll and Pop Blender like my use of the ninjas. But yeah, I've always felt with these that they just have that sort of ninja look about them, just with their the way the head cover's done. They come with size, and yeah, they just have that walking around in the snow killing Joes look about them. So Ice Vipers are the mechanized branch of the Snow Serpents, both of which first qualify as Cobra Eels. They must take the additional training of Techno Vipers and be prepared to service and repair their own vehicles in hostile Arctic environments. Ice Vipers are fed a special high-fat diet to help retain body heat and have their faces depilated to prevent frost from their breath icing up their beards. When it's 40 degrees below zero on the tundra and everyone is buttoned up tight in their shelter because an ice storm is blowing in from the north, that's when you have to worry about the Ice Viper sneaking up on you. Out there in the big whiteness, there isn't any place to hide. Whoever bundles up first because he figures it's too cold to fight loses. I just love this stuff. And it's, we sort of, the thing about our Snow Serpents, like our Snow Fighters, and a lot of the drivers that come along with vehicles aren't sort of painted this picture of being a standalone fighter, but the Ice Vipers are. That's what that whole thing is getting at, is that that they can fix their wolves, and also, they're out there. Once they park their wolf, they're out there looking for you, and they can stay in the environment whilst you're freezing your nutballs off. They can stay in the environment to come and find you, and they will kill you. That's what it's getting at, and I just love it. We go through the blueprints there. I think the thing that hits me the first, is the wolf symbol. They just, like, Hasbro really kicked ass. They released the Snowcat and the Cobra Wolf, and they gave both just these beautiful symbols of that one particular machine. We didn't see it a lot at all in Hasbro vehicles. Just have a think about how many vehicles had their own badge, logo, sticker just for that one vehicle. and I can't think of too many, but, you know, just straight off the bat, the Snowcat and the Wolf, they had their own stuff, and it was beautiful to see. So of note, probably the Ripper pivoting 20mm repeating cannons sitting up top. The pivoting remote missile launch panel. So that's the one that goes up and down. And the official G.I. Joe battle insignia specifications. Yeah, sweet. Putting our Wolf together, top and bottom shell. These canopies will go through that. But yeah, of note, I've talked about, like, when I recreated this piece as a replacement piece for the Wolf, I talked about how it's cool just having, you know, any of the Vipers now have their own little vehicle. And there was actually a few people that responded to me and said that they weren't actually aware that these little side skis were just that. They were little effectively ski boards. But yeah, it actually says it in the blueprints. So, yeah. That's it for looking at 3D Joes. We'll now bring out the actual piece and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so here is our real life Cobra Wolf. I just can't stop saying what a beautiful thing this is. But, you know, in all of its beauty, it's a bit of a mess of problems. So let's go through those. So the whole reason, and sorry if this is the first time you see my content originally started off the fact that I do a lot of 3D printing and designing, just trying to fill in parts that I need for vehicles or figures. So I've actually got a couple of Wolves. They're packed away. This was a beta one I picked up, and it was missing one of the side skis. So I grabbed the other one and designed it. But yeah, it's a common piece to be missing, these side skis. Another piece that can be missing is this thing, the swivel, either missing or broken. So yeah, I grabbed a piece off one of my other ones, designed it up, and that's now fixed. I have been asked before why I don't paint these. Just on this one in particular, I don't paint them because I love seeing my handiwork and knowing it was my work. I'll get around to painting them eventually. Also, I found with making parts like this that should be clipping in via that pin system, I just make it a solid circle. And it just goes in. Much easier for pulling out and not breaking. The number one thing that always breaks on these things is the canopy pins. You know, it's either breaking on one side of the pin, or, you know, one whole half will come off, or both halves will come off, or there'll be stress fractures. Like, these things are so delicate. I'm totally amazed that when I bought this beta, that both canopies were just fine. On a recent video by my friend Campbell from Kiwi Customs, he had this hole where that line is there, that had broken away. And even just doing that now, you can feel it moves. You know, these things are old, bro. So, you know, stuff's going to break. Just got to be really careful. But my friend Campbell from Kiwi Customs ended up being able to fix this. I think he just super glued it, but he fixed it. So go check out his video on that. Yeah, I've owned about 6 or something of these, and I've never seen that part snap off. So that was unusual. Things like foot pegs snap like nobody's business because, you know, kids don't have the desperation of adult collectors of knowing that it is best to just screw old mate's foot on and then screw it back off. Kids were like, bang, just pull it off. So, yeah. These missiles, commonly missing. I think this one came with 3, and I had a spare one sitting around. Something that I'd never seen before buying this beater was this one. That's right, I replaced it. When I bought this beater, this whole back tread part was broken off. So it would just sort of just sit in there. I managed to find another one from Derek Westbrook, who's a seller here in Australia. And I bought a lot from him that had one of these. So, you know, skippity-doo on that. Now, I mentioned before, let's take this guy out. I mentioned before this weapons cover. This terrifies me doing this. Okay, so I mentioned before, like, they went to the trouble of putting this engine cover on, making it its own part, and then what's it covering, bro? Nothing. They really went light on with detail on this machine. Like, you're getting a sort of couple of fake canopy covers, some lines and stuff, and then just on the back here, there's nothing. So that could have been better, but whatever. Just never take this thing off. And, you know, you don't want that thing snapping either. So just know, if you've never taken one off because you're terrified to do it, there is nothing behind it. So you're not missing anything at all. Really happy that just didn't snap. Okay, another problem with this thing. Shut these, man. You got to be so careful. Come on, bro. Okay, it's underneath this thing. Now you're either missing this whole thing, or you know, part of it's broken. Okay, these things, as they get older, don't try and fold them out. Or if you do fold them out and leave them. Don't play with them. I think the first day I owned this beater, I flicked that out, and it just, that part just snapped right off the top of that. So it's still attached to that, but it just snapped right off the top, which just sucks. Even that just, I can't tell if that just snapped or not. So I'm just going to put that back. Oh yeah, yep, that just snapped as well. It is so fragile. Just, that literally just broke off the part off the top up there. Just then. Just me touching it. Yep, there it is there. There's a bit there. That's how fragile this is. So, you know, I'm okay that it snapped off this one, but that's why I've got another 3 or 4 in boxes, because I bought this as a beater and it's just going to stay as a beater. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to make another one of these for the future. They've made this so well, like this part up the top here, it's just strong. It's really strong. But when you go to turn this part, it's not strong at all. So yeah, just beware of all that. And you gotta love the, absolutely pitiful excuse for detail on the bottom of this thing. The only real detail that actually matters on this thing is on the treads. They've been really well done. This thing, there's nothing else. Like, why bother? One of the accessories for this guy, so difficult to find. I ended up just, where is it? Like, these are the size for him. Got the original pair for him. But I've got a heap of ice vipers that don't have them. So, I ended up just modeling some. And like the other parts, I'll paint them eventually. We'll get there. But yeah, accessories for this guy are just ridiculous. They just go missing like no one's business. The helmet for this is ridiculous to find. The size, ridiculous to find. So if you come across them, either help a brother out that needs it, or, hang on to your pieces, because they are probably going to be worth a fortune if they're not now. And yeah, this once again, like this, the Wolf sticker and the Snowcat related sticker kills up the top, just great. So yeah, so that's our look at the Cobra Wolf today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Want to just once again shout out to Hooded Cobra Commander 788. You've done a great job over the years, mate, and just take some time to yourself and your family and just crack on, bro. Just as another shout out, they weren't able to join me today, but Shark Eyes Toy View and Ronnie Trickshot, they're both available on Instagram and YouTube. They come and join me each Tuesday night live here in Australia. If you're not currently subscribed to my channel or their channels, please hit that sub button. Check out all of our content. We're just some quiet Australians trying to just bring some G.I. Joe light to the world. We absolutely all love Joes. It's a bit of a weirdness among the three of us of who is the most fanatical, because we seem to both hit in different areas of G.I. Joe. But in the end, that's what makes a great team. So, and just the last shout out is to everyone in the Joe community. Enjoy what you're doing, and, just, it doesn't matter what other people think. You may like that vehicle, someone else may not like that vehicle, you may like that figure, just whatever, bro. Just enjoy what you're doing, and yeah, stay safe. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.